So be sure it's true when you say I love you.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at Mick and Ralph's.
This is Radio New Vegas, and I'm your host, Mr.
Well,
New
aren't
Vegas.
you just...
And in case you're wondering if you've come to the right place, you have. Whoops, better put on my newsman fedora here.
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? Rates of injury and illness in Freeside are very high. Med-X, Radaway, and Fixer are Freeside essentials. I can't pay you for any supplies you bring in. So far, the Crimson Caravan won't cut us a deal. If you can convince them or some other merchant to work with us, you might ask around at Mick and Ralph's, or go see the Garretts. Just come see me when you've got some supplies to turn in. What do you want to talk about? More than rough. It's a damn mess. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside could be great assets to the community. We need a regular supply of medicine organized. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast. Yes, Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been... The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chem. Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long way. In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts... The big man around here is the king. He has the most influence locally, and some of his crew haven't helped the situation by harassing. Some NCR soldiers have been bringing in supplies. We're pretty short-handed. What did you want to know? Bill Ronte installed that pump a few years ago, back when... But lately, the Kings have started charging locals to use it.
Eat this!
Hello. You have chems, buddy? Julie's a saint, but I don't need help. Why stop? No worries. If I had 2 caps to scrape together, I'd buy this guy named Dixon. At this point, I'm mostly buying his stuff just so I don't feel sick. Bye.
About all of you listening, we've got some news for you coming right up.
Looking for a fix, man?
Fended off a mob of escaped convicts
Have a...
after organizing an impromptu militia. This, according to an old man armed to the teeth with dynamite. In addition, several unidentified aircraft were spotted flying over the rep
Thanks.
site by a local...
Yeah, man. Those cats are out of their domes addicted...
near one of our microphones.
Those fools are from NCR. We were doing just fine before those shits came here and made a mess of things. Really? You know what? way, man.
You know,
Okay, I get your point.
Whether it's good or bad, brings us closer together. Don't you? Yes, baby.
So you're back.
Crosby reminding
What?
us of those times.
Fine.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna need at least 10 shots to get me through the week.
Something's gotta give. Up next.
I think you're right. I've been through worse.
When an irresistible force such as you meets an old immovable object like me, you can bet just as sure as you live, something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give.
Bye.
When an
If it can be bought, it can be founded.
such as yours warms an old implacable heart.
Hungry?
such
Thirsty?
as mine.
Horny? The Atomic Wrangler has you
Don't
covered.
say no, 'cause I insist. Somewhere, somehow, someone's gonna get kissed.
Come on, man, I'm dying here.
here. Who knows what the fates have in store?
What the hell? I'm gonna die.
From their vast
The only way you can help me,
mysterious skies,
at least a couple of doses of Fixer.
I'll
And I can take
try
doses of Fixer and Radaway to gradually flush
those
this shit.
I adore. But how long can
Oh,
anyone
Julie, I'll head over to the fort and get...
fight with all of our might? Chances are some heavenly star-spangled night
I hear you've been helping out.
we'll find out as sure as
Interesting.
we live.
Prick, Benny had
Gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give.
it coming.
Hey, chum. Welcome back.
Ladies,
Really now.
you're listening to
They have the tech know-how to make our stills work more efficiently. Getting our customers drunk quicker means more cap. Plus, the extra alcohol can serve as surgical disinfectant for their needs.
citizens of Outer Vegas are
Good.
flocking to the
We're not in the business of getting people off drugs. The followers should be able to whip some up with what we have available, though. They just need to agree to fix up our stills and keep them maintained. Plus,
It's well worth the price of admission. One more story for you. Residents and squatters in Freeside are overjoyed after waking to discover that the area is being supplied
Hungry?
with electricity from an unknown source. These headlines were brought to you by Vault 21.
We've got
Vault
stuff we're not even
21.
allowed to sell, people.
Everything's better
Only at Mick
when
and
you
Ralph's.
experience it in a vault. More classics coming right up for you, so stay tuned.
Hey,
Can I help you? That's phenomenal. They supply Freeside. Upgrading their stills would increase their... True, we could help addicts. Good point. We wouldn't be paying anything for their supplies. We get food from nearby wasteland farmers in exchange for medical services. Tell the Garretts we'll keep their stills running if they provide us with supplies. I saw them. Thank you so much for helping them. If you need some medical supplies, come see me. With Jacob working with us, we should be able to... Sure. You'll need to wait another 24 hours for us to get more made. Great. How much do you have to donate? Thanks. Thanks for the donation.
We've got got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at...
Watch yourself. There's some unsavory types about.
What do we have here? Anything's... You know what?
What's up?
Look, Rexy. Maybe so. You do me a favor? I'll start you off with something easy. It's good money, usually well-earned. He's making a killing. Specifically, if nothing happened, you may have noticed that some of those guards... I'm not trying to get some kind of unfair advantage. Okay, then.
What are you doing here? I like to think that we're prisoners of war. I don't know how long it'll be before the Legion crosses the river, but sure as fuck I don't want to be wearing an NCR uniform when they get here. Fuck. We heard Prim was ripe for the picking, so figured we could come here and shake down some of the suckers. We're just trying to put as many miles from NCR as we can. We don't want to be anywhere near New Vegas when the Legion crosses. Our luck has gone south since we lost all of our money gambling in Vegas. But we've seen what the Legion does to people that survive their battles. And we heard there may be some safety up in New Canaan. No fucking way. We're deserters now. The NCR isn't gonna...
He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around.
Yeah, if we see the NCR, they'll be waiting for us with a bullet to the brain. So what are we supposed to do? Just run? Maybe you're right. Come on, boys. Let's get the hell out of here before the law shows up.
Move along, please.
He was busy Santa Killer with all the 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 119 more.
Always good to see you, partner. Where have you been, partner? Vicky and Vance were this nation's fourth or maybe fifth most infamous celebrity outlaw couple. Prim Slim here can tell you the whole story. Have it your way, partner. Maybe work up your curiosity by having a look at Thrilling Exhibit. Prim is a thriving resort community located in... Whether you can't wait till Vegas to try your luck, or want to hit one last jackpot before you leave Nevada. The town's premier attraction is the world-famous Vicky and Vance Casino and Museum. The Bison Steve is one of Prim's less impressive casino hotels. Rumor is the dealers over there cheap, and that rickety roller coaster is liable to fall down any day. Yahoo! First things first. Any boss you've heard about Vicky and Vance being copycats ain't nothing but ill-tempered slander. Fact is, they begun their crime spree 2 days before Bonnie and Clyde robbed their first bank. Now, true, Vicky and Vance didn't exactly cut a wide swath of murder and bank robbery across the Central U. It was more like a narrow swath of shoplifting, check cashing fraud, and gas pump drive-offs. But crime is crime. Having lived by the gun, well, Vance owned one anyway, it was only fitting that the duo of desperados would die by the gun. Perhaps it was fate itself that accidentally drove them into a crossfire between police and a gang of bank robbers. Or maybe they just didn't notice until it was too late. It's been said that Vicky would have tried to cash a bad check in that bank. We'll never know for sure. All we know is that the crossfire tore the car and both occupants to pieces, and the police issued an official apology. You can put your eyes on the genuine death card just over yonder.
There before them lay the body
Always good to see you, partner.
The ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
If you need to cross Freeside...
Mad about the boy. I know it's stupid to be mad about the boy. I'm
To your left here is the old Mormon fort. You get
Hey, you're the one who's been...
roughed up, the followers there will patch you right up. Not that I ever need their services. Up ahead on the next block is where the Kings hang out. Don't let them scare you.
If
They
it can
don't
be
outnumber
bought,
you
it
5
can be
to 1.
found at Mick and Ralph. He melts my foolish heart every single scene.
Down to the right here is the fun part of town. You haven't seen Freeside till you've been to the Wrangler.
Are traces of mad about the boy.
Hey, slow down.
I'm not a fool. I really shouldn't care. Lord knows I'm not a schoolgirl in the flurry of will it ever flaw?
Gotcha. Thought you could ambush us, huh?
Diversity of misery and joy. I'm feeling quite
Nothing to worry
the same
about.
and young again, and all
Noticed that, did you?
my mind
That's an interesting theory you've got there. I ought to take my chances and kill you right here. Don't think this is over, though. I'll have that money back, out of your hide if I have to.
Howdy, folks. It's Mr. New Vegas, and I have a good feeling about all of you listening. Here are our top stories. A package courier found shot in the head near Good Springs has reportedly regained consciousness and made a full recovery. Now that's a delivery service you can count on. Also in the headlines, the Black Mountain radio signal is back after a long absence. Listeners say the new programming is, quote, less for outcasts, more for weirdos. Today's headlines were brought to you by Prem. Prem, the other New Vegas. And now, I'd like to play one of my
What do you have for me?
favorite songs for you.
So that's how it happens. Okay then, I'll have some guy. You've shown me something, so maybe you can help me with a matter that's a little more important. A lot of folks around these parts who've been here a while resent the sheer number of people. In turn, the newcomers, most of whom come from the NCR, this is one of those occasions. Words come. Good.
Hey,
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs.
What is it? Can't you... Oh. Well...
That true? You're the king? I don't really know what else I can add. Sorry. Hey, wait. We had just... Now that
He probably said Lieutenant Wayne. boy means well.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people.
Have you found anything out? Bunch of soldier boys, huh? If they're coming over here now, it's gotta be for a reason. If something big is going down, you might also mosey on. Just don't ask her what to do about it.
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
Hey, good to see you. Only a little. A friend of mine, Major Elizabeth Keir. I know something's got them riled up, but I've been... If you're looking into the matter, talk to Elizabeth. She's in charge of the If Elizabeth holds out on you, tell her that I sent you. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Hey.
Hey, man. Can...
You look like a person in need of a good meal. Hey, thanks for getting Bill Ronte fixed up. Now, what can I do for you? Yep. Man, Jacob's absinthe is phenomenal stuff. If you haven't tried it yet, he's been supplying the...
Hey, you're the one who's...
I go right merrily along. They sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong.
Hold up. What's the password? Head on through. Hold up. What's the password? I guess you're not getting in here then, are you?
Here you go. I hope this helps. Welcome. There's food and water here for any citizen. No, I'm afraid we don't. That's not really a pleasant topic of conversation. You know Julie? Not everyone in the NCR sees eye to eye with the followers, but there. If you really want to know, We sent an envoy to the king. Our envoy was brutally beaten and only barely survived. My superior... I managed to get clearance to carry out the mission anyway. Now, there's not enough supplies to go around, even if I wanted to serve the rest of Freeside. That's all in the past now. I should get back to work.
Did you know the strip's all stirred up lately?
Between the ruling gang known as the Kings and the large number of NCR squatters seeking refuge there. The leader of the Kings, who would only identify himself as the King, voiced his displeasure, calling NCR citizens, quote, the devil in disguise. He added he didn't want to see the NCR in the ghetto and called for a mass, quote, return to sender. We'll have more news for you at the top of the hour. More classics coming right up for you, so stay tuned.
Sleep, go to sleep. Just lay down your weary head. Dream sweetly, dream about tomorrow instead.
Fully integrated. Servo.
Whispering a lullaby too. Dream, sweetly dream.
Operation.
With the man in the moon.
Numbness.
Why don't you
yes, man.
Take it slow. And don't you know?
Welcome back, friend. Hey, that's great. Once our stills are upgraded, we'll never be short on liquor for... Most might view us as drug-dealing enablers around here. We've got enough crime in Freeside with... You did? For my customers. You're right, you're right. It is. It didn't happen to come with an owner's manual, did it?
Make a brief stop at the Atomic Wrangler, where the booze is cheaper, the table's
Come
more
to the
friendly,
Silver Rush
and the
for all
women
your
are...
energy weapon needs.
Well, hey there. I heard that NCR... That's bullshit, and it's nothing to bother the king with. So do everyone a favor. You're a bastard after my own heart. Fine, here's some more. But you better keep your mouth shut.
You find out something about them soldier boys yet? Handing out supplies? Like food and stuff? Ah, that would explain the goons. Wait a minute. Huh, that would explain why they're all riled at us. Seems like we have a big misunderstanding.
King, we've got problems.
Lay it on me. What's going on?
There's a shootout going down near the train station. It's Pacer and some strangers. Might be NCR.
What is that fool doing? I need you to head out there and try to...
Come to the Silver Rush for all your energy weapon needs.
Why the hell are you here? I got this under control.
You there, keep your hands where we can see him. Draw a weapon and we will fire.
This isn't really a good time. Like he helped the envoy we sent? Then he should watch his back. We know for a fact that Still, if the king's willing to deal with us...
The Major gave us all a talking to.
Hold up. What's the password? Then go someplace else.
Guess she heard about some of the guys in night missions. The king just sent a messenger over, saying these guys are off limits. Looks like you get to be a hero.
Make a brief stop at the Atomic Wrangler. Where the booze is
plasma,
cheaper,
pistols, grenades.
Welcome back to the program.
I heard all about what happened. You've helped us plenty, so I'll tell you what. Just this once, aim whatever you want, and if I can make it happen, it's done. Don't rush it, though. Toss it around in your head a little.
Contact between traders from Nipton in recent days, causing concerns that the isolated town may be in trouble. Also, the Black Mountain radio signal is back after a long absence. Listeners say the new programming is, quote, less for outcasts, more for weirdos.
Things have been a lot better since you helped with those soldier boys.
good or bad, brings us closer together, don't you? Have you
Ask away.
ever with a celebrity? Now come on, you don't have to be shy.
Caps are a little tight these days. Things have been a lot better since you helped with those soldier boys. What about him? I don't know. Maybe. If you found a way to help my poor Rex here, I'd be much obliged. Your best bet would be to talk to Julie Farkas over at the old Mormon fort north of here.
I know it's stupid to be mad.
Things are tense on the strip right now.
But must admit about the boy.
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
Melts my foolish heart every single scene. Though I'm quite aware that here and there are traces of bad about the boy.
Hey, good to see you. Rex? Yes, a few months ago. No, Rex's condition is way beyond anything. There's an old scientist named Dr. Henry. Last I heard, he was living up in Jacobstown. No problem. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised they would help us out. Well, it looks like you've earned yourself a discount on supplies now that we'll be fully covered.
Quite insane and young again, and all because I'm mad about the boy.
I'll sit.
This is Mr. New Vegas fanning the flames of your passion. And now the news. NCR officials at Camp McCarran were relieved when technical difficulties with its monorail line to the New Vegas Strip proved easy to fix. One anonymous official told us a serious mechanical failure would have been a disaster because of the age of the train and the scarcity of the replacement parts. Moving on. Tops Hotel owner Benny has been killed by an unidentified assailant. His former right-hand man, Swank, consoled mourners.
If I know my pal Benny, he's swinging with the big cat upstairs as we speak. Or he's chasing some angel broad with cans as big as her halo.
Those are our stories for this hour. This is Mr. New Vegas signing off. Just kidding. I'm not going anywhere. My love for you is too strong. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Take me out of this world tonight. Take me, make me for.
This is a dangerous place, human, especially for your kind. You must have heard her radio broadcasts. The voice on the radio belongs to Tabitha. She took control of this place almost 2 years ago. Help would improve the odds. Help. All right, if you're good enough at what you do to meet me in the village up near the peak, I'll have a plan by the time I see you, if I see you. Good luck.
All that a heart should know. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. ever let me go. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Oh, my darling, love me. Don't ever let me
A pleasant surprise to see you made it. Here's the plan. The gate to Tabitha's compound is guarded by several Nightkin, all of them using devices that make them invisible. I'm going to draw them away from the gate by telling them I spotted an intruder in the village. Good luck.
don't ever let me go. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Oh, my darling, love me. Don't
A pleasant surprise to see you made it. Here's the plan. I'm going to draw them away from the gate by... Good luck.
Hello. Could you please direct me to Mistress Tabitha? Thank you very much. My internal clock says it's been 6 years, 52 days, 40 minutes, and 13 seconds since I last spoke to her. I hope she hasn't gotten lonely.
Rhonda? Is that you?
It is, Mistress Tabitha. How I've missed you so. This stranger here fixed me up right as rain. Is she a friend of yours?
I don't know how to thank you for bringing Rhonda back to me, stranger. Here, take this. I don't know. It's been so long since I lost Rhonda that I'm not sure.
Mistress Tabitha, we should be heading off. Our journey has been much delayed, but we can catch up if we hurry.
Has asked me a lot if there's a Mrs. New Vegas. Yes, well, of course there is. You're her. And you're still as perfect as the day we met. This just in. Tensions are brewing in Freeside between the ruling gang known as the Kings and the large number of NCR squatters seeking refuge there. The leader of the Kings, who would only identify himself as the King, voiced his displeasure, calling NCR citizens, quote, the devil in disguise. He added he didn't want to see the NCR in the ghetto and called for a mass, quote, return to sender. One more story for you. A hostage crisis between the NCR and the Great Khans was resolved peacefully when a third-party negotiator successfully secured the hostage's release. The news has been brought to you by the Vicky and Vance Casino. Vicky and Vance, be our partners in crime. In New Vegas, we know the pain that numbers can bring us. Well, so does Guy Mitchell, who's got heartaches by the number.
I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Heartache number one was when you left me. I never knew I could hurt this way. And heartache number two was when you came back again. Came back but never meant to stay. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Heartache number 3 was when you called me and said that you were coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited for you, knocked on the door. I waited but you must have lost your way. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
Howdy, folks. It's Mr. New Vegas, and I have a good feeling about all of you listening. It's just about time to get you some news. The influx of displaced residents to the refugee camp at Bitter Springs has caused a strain on rations there. NCR officials are asking for donations. In other news, merchants are saying that there's been little contact between traders from Nipton in recent days, causing concerns that the isolated town may be in trouble. Today's headlines were brought to you by Prem. Prem, the other New Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
That jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle, as I go riding merrily along. And they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? And that song is so very far from wrong. Oh, Lily Bell, oh, Lily Bell, though I may have done some fooling, this is why I'm never that jingle, jangle, jingle, as I go riding merrily along. They sing, oh, ain't you glad you single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong.
as though there were no tomorrow. Take me out of this world tonight. Take me, make me forget my sorrow.
Took you long enough.
So when I wake tomorrow.
Sorry. I assumed the only reason you'd fight, but maybe you're just sightseeing. Alrighty then.
Kiss me.
Sorry, boss, but as much as I like to risk getting killed by your side. Sorry, boss. Sure, boss. Name's Raul. Raul Alfonso Tejada.
Love me.
Anything you say, boss. Oh, it's you.
Oh, my darling, love me. Don't ever let me go. Love me as though there were no tomorrow.
Good work, human. Maybe now this place can rest in peace. I still have a job to do here. I'll remain and direct anyone who show up toward Jacobstown. There's nothing here for you, human, though it is always good to see you.
I've got you. I've got your back. Fine, but
No offense, but you look like you've traveled a long way down some bad roads. Huh. Well, welcome then. Well, a bunker, but I'm not there much anymore. Yeah. And actually these days, I think they... I had a run-in with this group calling themselves the Brotherhood of Steel. Well, that shouldn't be a problem for me. Hey, so where are you headed anyway? Just wherever the wind takes you, huh? I like that. I'll be honest, you're the first person I've run across out here that looks like she can really handle herself. There are places I've never been to that'd be too dangerous for just me. What do you think? Oh, nowhere in particular, really. Just hoping to see... I want to see how different groups have adapted to survive in the Mojave. Like I said, they can handle themselves. Aw, you really know how to make a girl feel like a stray cat. But, okay.
It's a sin to tell a lie.
I'll sit. I've got your back. Pisses me off that Legion slavers can just operate on NCR turf like that. If we hadn't caught up to them, they'd probably have a clear path to the river. There should be patrols, checkpoints. We got greedy, overstretched.
It's a sin to tell.
If that's what you think. All right.
Couldn't get enough of talking to me. Good. Now you're talking. One thing you should know first, though. I know. You still okay bringing me along? I'm great at punching people. Well, thanks for taking a chance on a naive young girl from California with stars in her eyes and a pneumatic gauntlet on her hand. Let's hit the road, huh?
So be sure it's true. When you
I've still got guns in it.
I love you, it's a sin to tell a lie. Be sure it's true when you say I love you, honey. 'Cause you got something enough to know. It's a sin to tell a lie. Whole lot of folks' hearts done been broken. Just over a whole lot of foolish words that's been spoken. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you.
Still making a nuisance of...
It's a sin to tell
Pleasure doing business with you.
Howdy, folks. It's Mr. New Vegas, and I have a good feeling about all of you listening. I've got news for you. Caesar's Legion continues to fortify its position in Nelson, where it remains a constant concern for Camp Forlorn Hope and the nearby town of Novak. In other news, listeners have been unable to pick up radio broadcasts from Black Mountain recently. Most are calling the static quote a welcome improvement. You know, I think all news, whether it's good or bad, brings us closer together. Don't you? Got a song for you now. It's about a guy who's cold on the exterior, but deep down, you know, he's a good man. And his name is Johnny Guitar.
Play it again, my Johnny. Maybe you're cold, but you're so warm What if you go? What if you stay? I love you. What if you're cruel? You can be kind.
Hold on, I've got this. I'd like a large atomic shake and a double Brahmin burger. And easy on the agave sauce this time.
We gave you a password, Veronica. It's for your safety.
I know where you live, Ramos. Open up.
For Pete's sake. Opening up. Welcome back, Veronica.
Johnny Guitar.
Listen up. I'm in charge of security around here. But since you came in with Veronica, I'm inclined to cut you a little... Oh, and the Elder's going to want to talk to you. My office is right here in case you need anything. Oh, hey there. Something I can help you with? That's right. Nothing gets in or out of here without me knowing. Under the lockdown, only essential personnel are permitted to enter or leave. All other personnel are forbidden to leave, and any personnel that were out there when the lockdown was enacted are forbidden from return. Fine by me. Bye.
Looking sharp, Ramos.
Behave yourself this time, Veronica. Download complete. Begin recording. Navarro Outpost Scientist, I am glad that EDE has reached you. Please handle this information with the utmost care. There are...
Doc Schuler is a lifesaver. I was hurt in training the other day and she fixed me right
It's
up.
not broken power armor, it's Good Springs has fended off a mob of escaped convicts after organizing an impromptu militia. This according to an old man armed to the teeth with dynamite. In addition, rumors persist about a super...
When Paladin Ramos informed me that Veronica was approaching with an outsider in tow, at first I didn't know what to think. After giving the matter some thought, however, I've decided... However, I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be allowed to leave here. What do you say, outsider? Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, with you being one of the few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing recently, and the news of their disappearance has not yet been widely spread to avoid undue concern. In order to maintain the peace and adhere to the strictures of the lockdown, I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape detailing their missions that you can use to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but their positions should show up on your map. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring back all 3 of the holotapes from the patrols. I've given the order that you be given access to some of the equipment our scouts and patrols have scavenged over the years. You won't be allowed to purchase any prohibited equipment. Found the missing patrols, or was something else on your mind? I can spare a little time. It's a protective measure that was enacted after our defeat at Helios. It was decided that we would stay quiet for a time, heal the wounded. However, after we had fully recuperated, our first scouting measures showed that the NCR's presence in this region had only increased in our absence. There are now more than 5 times the number of NCR troops in the area as when we fought them. And so the lockdown has been extended. We have some personnel that are allowed to travel on the surface. They trade for what we need, and we make sure that they only enter or leave the bunker while the sandstorm is active. Bye.
Should have brought some. Aw, just when standing around. Wow, Mr. House is looking for you, huh? I like long walks in the desert. Ever been nosy? I was, once. We were pretty young.
And that song ain't so very far from wrong.
So, you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely. Name's Hardin. I'm the head paladin of this chapter. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say? Why should you trust the Elder? I'd recommend listening to both of us. So are you willing to listen? As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years. And those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated, morale has plummeted as time has gone by. And many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulation. And all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed. Of course I have, many times in fact. The Elder has an open-door policy and will... He refuses to see that our isolation is slowly weakening us. And because he fails to see that, I would. I'm the senior-most paladin in the chapter, and have more combat experience than any two others here put together. I'd gladly support another candidate, but no one has the courage to step forward and make the attempt. I would put this chapter back on the right path. Veronica's a special case. She handles the procurement of supplies. If we didn't let her and those like her back in, we'd all starve. If the Elder could manage it, he'd shut them out as well, and all in the name of security. I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. If I become Elder, the lockdown will be lifted, and we'll once again be able to send patrols out into the wastes. We'll become powerful again. And when that happens, it will be good to have the Brotherhood as an ally. Good enough? That'll have to do. I'd recommend going to see Ramos first. As head of security, he's more familiar with our protocols than anyone else here. You could also try to find something relevant in our data store, though last I heard Scribe Ibsen is having a bit of a problem accessing it. And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
Pardon? That chip of yours? Unless... My favorite subject. If you take trying to keep me as far away from Hidden Valley as possible, because that's not to say I don't get along with them. I just think they don't know what to... Just my parents, but they haven't been around for a long time. They died in the same battle, trying to hold off the NCR from... something. Nowhere specific. I just know there are a lot of groups who are actually doing well for themselves out here. I want to understand how and why.
I hope you've been practicing your drills, Veronica. It's dangerous outside.
But must admit